Summer has an alcohol. You can't have that on the internet. I did not tell her I have the power of editing on my side.
You have the power of God and anime on your side.
Kawaii. I'm gonna make it sound like your Godzilla roar. 4 years in college for this. Alright, I know how to like
Never went to college.
I know how to start this. That's a lie. You went for like 1 semester.
I did go for 1 semester and then I failed math and never went back.
Okay. I have an the gays. Okay, now that you're all here, I'm glad I have your attention. What's your secrets to making the best desserts? Every time I go to a so I went to college. There was this guy who had a crush on Summer for like 5 seconds too. Hi Summer.
Hi.
To go to the gay bake. But so we're there and I ate food and it was the best desserts ever. And then Allison makes bread and I love the bread. They make the LGBTQ community makes the best. So like, can you share it with me? And I promise, like, I'll be nice. I'm already nice, but I'll be nicer. I'll invite you to the cookout.
You can't be the one inviting anyone to a cookout.
You telling me I can't have a cookout and invite people to my pool?
No, you can, but you can't say you're invited to the cookout.
So, the Mean Girls movie. Alright, I went to go see it because Moira told me to go see it. She's the serial commenter. And so she told me to go see it. And by the way, I want to start this off right now. I have watched the 2004 one. I want to add that. However, I watched it only twice. And both were on VHS, if that tells you anything.
He was like 7.
If you asked me to remember, like, specifically, like, the 2004 one, before I watched the new one, I can just tell you a couple of things, but I'll save them for later. So you're not allowed to be mad at me. F*** you, Stacy. Yeah.
What did Stacy do?
Alright, so like I saw the Mean Girls movie, and Summer has seen it on Tactics, and I'm going to explain... TikTok.
I was gonna say, did you mean to say that?
Okay, so Mean Girls, I went to go see it. I'm gonna explain to Summer my whole reaction to it, because she's the person I should tell this to. And obviously there's a camera here, and Moira demands it, and we must give Moira what she demands. Is that correct?
Yes.
The title of this video is I Spoil the Mean Girls. So that was your warning. This is your newest warning. If you don't want it to be spoiled, go f*** yourself somewhere else. I'm pretty like out there in the universe right now. Thanks, Chris, for you know what.
Hi, Chris.
So I want to just start off by saying all the teachers are the same, and I love that. Honestly, in my opinion, other than they literally look great still.
They look great, but they've definitely aged.
Shut up.
Tina Fey's like in her 50s now.
You're an ageist. If I don't remember all the names, Summer's gonna help me out. Alright, so I want to start off by saying every character in this is just like flat. Not in a bad way. I just feel like outside of this musical world, they have nothing else. Because throughout like all the scenes, half the time, it feels like when the singing is happening and they're doing their like baba booies, there's like a sense of what the f*** is going on from background characters. Because there's been moments where Katie would like start singing and like people would be next to her like, what the f***? And then there's moments where they're singing along with her. So I feel like there's a spell, but I'll get into that later. So the movie starts off with her. It starts off with like the gay duo, Janice and Damien. By the way, Damien's my favorite character. I just loved him the whole time.
He was my favorite in the original.
And I didn't even like know he was gay through half of it because I'm such an idiot, and I was more focused on whatever else I'm about to tell you. So, like, they start singing, they start getting into it, and then Katie's in, Kenya, because she's she's African. She lives there. Colonialism. No shit. So she's there, and she just starts, like, she's singing out in the meadows, like, blah, 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 blah. And then her mom comes like, I've been thinking, you're completely correct. I'm a horrible parent for keeping you in a third world nation that's constantly possibly under attack by 12-year-old private militias. We're going to take you to Brooklyn or something. and she goes, "Hoo-hoo!" And as Katie is singing, she starts like running away from her mom. And the mom's just like, "Where are you going? What's happening?" And I'm just like, wait, is the mom like wondering why her daughter just broke out in song? Her son. Is she wondering why like her daughter is like running while singing back to the tent like la 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 la, gonna go have a real world? Something, I don't know the songs that well. I'm not gonna lie. The songs were great, but I was more focused on the lore.
I didn't like Katie's singing.
I think she did pretty good. Remember, it's Giga Katie.
Yeah, Giga Katie. I didn't really like her singing that much in comparison to the Broadway. Like, the Broadway put its whole ussy into Katie.
But she's at the school now, all right? And I remember, I don't want to talk about 2004 one a lot. Like, I'm seeing this as like a new movie, kind of. But like, in 2004, I just really love it when she goes around to like the black students and does like African signs and whatnot. Like African tribal signs, and they just look at her like she has a disability. That was the funniest thing.
There was a lot of like racist.
Imagine if I went. Pretend I'm a white guy.
Okay, I'm pretending.
So I go to like a table filled with a bunch of like black people, okay? And how fucked up would it be if I went up to them and was like, "Bro, Wakanda forever"? Like, that would be up. That's what she basically did.
I mean, yeah.
For that time frame, that's what she did. Like that, and I think that's kind of fucked up. But that's the 2004 one. That didn't happen in this one.
They literally made the like Asian people or Chinese people like say the N-word. They weren't actually saying the N-word, but when the dialogue would come up, it would have them like saying it a lot.
N-word. 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 N-word.
Moving on, we're established who characters are slowly. Giga Katie meets Damien and Julie? Janet. I'm struggling, honestly. So those are established, and they're just like I'm sorry, but how they got Giga Katie was like really f***ing predatory, honestly. Like, they're looking around going, fresh meats. That's the vibe I legit got from those two people. And they like, "You can sit with us, I guess." And then like they sit down and they're going "Listen, you don't understand. This place is a jungle, man. They stick together." And like, I don't know what voice I'm pretending to do.
I like it.
So listen, it's a combination of the two. So listen, Giga Katie, this is what you gotta look at. They're pointing out like the jocks and everything, the band people. And the band people are just making out and like basically dry humping each other. Everyone in this looks like an adult. I just want to say that. When I think high school, I don't think these people's bodies, because that one man, the love interest, I'm sorry, but he looks like he belongs in the NFL.
Yeah.
Damien and
Janice
are they're telling Giga Katie everything, and then all of a sudden, like, the world just freezes, and they're like, huh. Like, they stop in their motion, and then the bad bitch of the jungle lioness herself, Regina, walks in. And she's singing and going on like, "These are real," and then like showing off her ass and how thick she is, basically. She does not look like a child at all. She looks like she's like my age or older. And then that's when I found out everyone in this movie just looks like an adult. They don't belong here. Call the cops. But anyways. It explains, like, the whole lore, how she's in charge. So, like, so we're established in Mean Girls right now that there's a hierarchy. Everyone is divided, and Regina is on top. All right? She is, like, Emperor Palpatine. She's, like, if she was not that figure, this school would be going to hell, and that is a fact for later. So, okay, Regina goes, "Come over here." And then Damien and
Janice
go over there. They're like, "No, you should go over there. Yeah, you should, like, infiltrate. Give us some deets, girl." And then Giga Katie goes, and then like she goes over there, and like they all start talking. They realize she's super hella smart, and so they basically like take her like in just to like mess with her. But like obviously Giga Katie thinks she's making friends because she's a clueless I gotta stop saying South African. She's a clueless Kenyan white girl that was produce of colonialism. So she's gonna fall for all the American Giga moves. That's why she's called Giga Katie. So
I thought she was called Giga Katie.
shut the. So Giga Katie, all right, starts like infiltrating. She starts learning all their secrets and everything. There's a book called the Rude Book.
The
Did I say that wrong? The Mean Book? The Dirty Book?
the burn
The Burn Book. It's called the Burn Book.
book.
Take out the Meanie Book, please.
It's giving Weenie Hut General.
Shut the f- up. So the Burn Book, all right, they're showing it, and in the past, Damien was like, "I'm a barely functional gay." Is that what he said? Something along those lines. And then, like, you know, Giga Katie just being her and just be like, "Oh, he's barely functionably gay," and they like, "Haha, that's so funny. What a gay boy!" And they like write it down as an insult, and she's like, "Oh no, I wasn't." Giga Katie's like, "No, I didn't think of it as an insult. That's just what he said." She doesn't understand sarcasm. She's a white Kenyan.
She's autistic.
So, she starts infiltrating basically, and they start saying like all the stuff, and then like there's like hints that Janice is like there's a lore at the school with something between her and Regina happened. All right, and we're just like not being told it for whatever fucking reason. And at some point it comes out, it's because Regina was like, she's so obsessed with me. By the way, I want to say now, before I forget, Regina's mom's fucking weird as shit. And like, her, like, if Regina, like, is the center of the world in this town, and everything, like, goes around her. Even her own parents, like, don't have a personality. And they're just like, Regina, Team Regina. And it's really weird. And she tries to be one of the girls. So, like, imagine, like, someone from your old high school, the most preppiest person. They just never grew up, and they had a kid, and now they're best friends with their kid. Yeah, that's the kind of people we're talking and dealing with right now.
That's like every person that we went to high school with.
Yeah, I know. I'm calling them out. So, they're not going to see it. Who gives a shit?
What if they did?
I would enjoy. So, now we have, all right, Giga Katie is slowly becoming popular. All while at the same time, there's this boy named, what's his name again?
Aaron Samuels.
Aaron. So Aaron, all right, is Regina's ex, and that's who Giga Katie has a crush on, okay? And she pretends to be an absolute fuck nugget, and like just pretends not to remember, like she's like a moronic, and we'll try to talk. So she's pretending to be stupid to talk to him. And at one point, because I don't know how this continued onward, forward, because as she's like saying, I'm really like stupid, you should like help me, she gets her test back and it's a 96 and he got a D. So I'm just like, how is he not suspicious at this point? Like, probably has a crush on her already. I don't know. And she's a quiet, cute girl from a different country. Everyone's going to be interested in her. And it's high school. Hormones are a thing. So, he's just, like, either too so, like, stupid. Like, he's either too horny or he's too stupid. And I think he's just too stupid, honestly. Because he got a D. The girl asking for help from him is getting an A.
And she's like, I need help.
And he just goes, and like what the There's red flags. There's red flags, Summer. There's red flags.
Red flags.
Red flags. So I'm at that point, and like, they're like getting all the deets at this point. There's a lot of singing, just to be clear. There's one song that explains the whole school as a jungle. It's not the fight scene, actually, yet. So, like, from the original. So, they're like, everyone's like acting like, hold on, I gotta show you what I mean, man. People are like this, like throughout the whole, like throughout that scene, like that kind of furry stuff, and like people were acting like monkeys, like picking like hairs and whatnot. And there's this one douchebag who's like a love interest of not Karen, the other one.
Gretchen.
Gretchen. So they're like, go, because he had a girlfriend, I think, or he's just a man whore. I think he's just a man whore, actually. She went to go sit in her place, and the other girl that just got up's place, and he just kind of went with it. So that's like a love interest on the side. But like, it's weird because Regina kind of like forced it on, and like you can tell, like, so Karen's the dum-dum, and according to Summer, they made this Karen like smarter, which is, oh my god, holy that poor other Karen from the 2004 universe. The poor thing won't survive past 30 years old.
Well, let me ask you this real fast before we go on. I based on the so I said I haven't seen the new Mean Girls yet, but I've seen a lot of clips. Let me ask you: does the new Katie? Is there a scene?
Giga Katie.
Or not Katie, not Katie. Karen.
Karen.
Is there a scene in the new one where Karen is like standing out in the rain, and she's like, there's a 20% chance that it's raining right now?
No, that did not happen.
Okay, yeah, so that just makes the new Karen infinitely smarter.
Oh my god, what the dude, that Karen, this Karen's gonna die at 40. That Karen was gonna die at 25. Just not smart enough to like remember how to breathe on her own or something.
Poor thing.
So anyways, so that's the gang, and they all like revolve around Regina. By the way, they will do every shot possible to show up how thick Regina is. And I'm not exaggerating that. At first, I just thought it was because she was hot. And like she's just walking around wearing like stuff to show off her and her boobs. But no, there's an actual purpose to all that, I think. And I'll tell you, obviously, we know why. 2004. 2004 right now. So, like, the plan is established finally. This is the plan to topple the Regina regime.
The Regina regime.
So, here's the plan. Damien and Janice. I don't know why I can't remember. There's just too many names. Janice is just the one I cannot remember.
Remembers every name but Janice.
I couldn't remember the...
Oh, Gretchen.
But anyways, the plan is set in motion. They're going to make Regina fat, or like gain a ton of weight, by giving her like protein bars and whatnot.
And saying their weight loss.
Yeah. And so for like this plan goes on for like 6 weeks, I guess, over like the period of time. So like this whole movie takes place in the course of like 6 months, I think. I could be wrong, but it feels like 6 months, maybe less even. But so the plan is to do that, slowly turn everyone against Regina, because Regina's also back with Aaron because of a Halloween party. And honestly, like, that party, that was the only thing that really happened at the party. Like, just them getting back together and, like...
And this best song of the movie.
I'm not thinking of, like, music right now. I mean, you're completely right.
You should put that in right there.
Sure. So, then... Because at this point, the new girl feels like everything was taken from her. And Damien and Janice are, like... They're using Giga Katie as a weapon to topple the Regina regime, and I think that's really shitty of them. Like, so far, I'm actually, like, don't get me wrong, Regina's obviously a piece of shit throughout the movie, but like, they're being equally too almost, because they're literally using the new kid who probably has like a disability, can't understand sarcasm and whatnot.
She's probably autistic. And,
like, they're just using her to their advantage. And they, like, really her over so hard. And so everything's set in motion. Like, everyone in the kingdom are slowly, like, turning against Regina. And slowly Giga Katie is becoming like Regina, but even more powerful. However, she's not getting there on her own. It's because it's part of the plan. So this like is strategically happening, but like mentally it's getting different inside Giga Katie's head. So there proceeds on, then gets to the Christmas play thing that was happening. Regina just weighed too much because of all the protein bars, and her dress barely fit her. And all while she was having issues getting zits and everything, and like.
Isn't it that because they like replaced her cream with animal lard?
Oh yeah, they replaced her cream with animal lard.
That's really f***ed up, actually.
I know, like it's f***ed up, and like all while Regina's still being a bitch to people, and shit's happening to her, and like the cracks are forming because Gretchen told Giga Katie all of her secrets just out and about. Because she's like, you're obviously her new best friend, so I'm giving the title over to you. Because that was a fake cane that Giga Katie gave herself, which caused the whole thing. And Gretchen was like, I'm so happy for you. So, and Karen was told that she looks like a slut because her bra was out a little bit by Regina. And so it made all of them self-aware. But
Regina, the same one who was like, and these are real.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. She's slut-shamed, even though she's showing off her body. Like, and they're just doing the same thing.
Slut on slut crime.
The slut crimes are increasing. we must. How do we end slutism? So now they're at a point where they're like, oh my god, you totally turned everyone against Regina. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Yo, man, it's so great. And it's like the Apple Jacks characters on the cereal. Yeah, man, it's all good. So, and then they're like, you can come back and sit with us now. Which I feel like at this point, there's all this chaos. I would start thinking people are intermingling with each other, which honestly they actually start to in the show. Like different groups
really?
and people are like talking to people they didn't talk to in the beginning of the movie. Because they were stuck in their little bubbles of like their own areas because of the Regina regime's hierarchy. Mm-hmm. So then, it's the last day of the plan, I guess, and Regina comes up and she's wearing sweatpants and everything, and you're like, huh, I wonder why she's wearing sweatpants. And then she sits down and she tries to sit, and they're like, you can't sit with us because there's a rule at that lunch table.
They wear Wednesdays.
Thursdays, you don't.
They were on Wednesdays. They were. I'm dead.
You're not allowed to wear sweats on Thursdays, okay? And guess what she did? She wore sweats, and they're like, "What about my vests?" And then Regina was like, "It was a fucking ugly vest, Karen." And then they're like, they look to their new leader, Giga Katie. Giga Katie has gained all the power at this point because of the whole plan that happened. The plan, I don't think they realized, toppled like all systems at this school. And oh boy, is it about to go crazy. Because get this, Giga Katie says you can't sit with us. And the whole world just stops in this movie. And they're just like... It's happening, and there's another kid like, that's what's happening in this movie. Throughout this whole movie, these people are worse than NPCs. They're just brain dead, and they have like base model settings for like if you didn't age past being 3 years old when having emotions or reacting to stupid on television. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Great.
I think.
So, anyways, Giga Katie says no. Regina goes, these are literally all I have. They still don't let her sit. And it's official. She has ruined the Regina regime. Everything collapses. Other people see it and notice it. Giga Katie is the most powerful, especially according to YouTube, TikTok, I mean, because This whole school is seeing everything through each other's TikToks. By the way, I think there's max like 80 high schoolers or like 80 like peoples in this like school in general, because they said the whole school was at a party, and I swear to God there was only like less than 100, which means if they're all staying in that one town and never moving out, no wonder why everyone's brain dead. They're literally incesting each other at this point, and there's no other gene pool to add to. So when Giga Katie came in,
did they mean the whole school or the whole grade?
I don't know, but Giga Katie created structure. She gave them a new gene pool. That's a whole other story. So anyways, a whole like they're talking at lunch and whatnot, and Janice is like, come to my art show. And Giga Katie goes, no, I can't, because I'm seeing Mike DeGrasse Tyson with my mom, which was a real thing that she was actually doing at the time. And then Janice, who, by the way, has been an absolute friend this whole time, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, she like manipulated
Gigi
into doing her dirty
she
work.
manipulated Giga Katie to do her dirty work, and Damien didn't do any better either. He's going with it because
he's gay, so
he's a supporting role for Janice. So they go to the art show, and Giga Katie actually throws a party instead at her house while her mom goes to see it, because she straight up gaslit the out of her mom. All of a sudden, she's just having a tantrum. You never let me see my friends! And her mom is like, what are you talking about? Where is this coming from? And Giga Katie's like, you don't let me see your friends! And I'm just like in the theater going, what? Why are you doing this? That's like if the current president of the United States, Joe Biden, decided to get up and just like start hitting the nay-nay and be whipping some Gangnam Style.
I don't know how those comparisons
It's
go
because
together.
it's not ever going to happen. There's no reason that would happen. And the fact Giga Katie, who has always been allowed to see her friends, decides to randomly just pull something out of her like Joe Biden would do in a Gangnam Style or nay-nay whipping, and starts like, Mom, you never let me see my friends! And her mom's like, what the f*** are you talking about? You non-stop see those people. Fine, whatever, do what you want. I don't want to deal with this. Because the mom's like, fine, more Mike Tyson for mama. And so she goes, and then the party happens, and she's like, I'm gonna get Aaron. Oh, by the way, Aaron broke up with Regina, because Regina be some other dude in a closet.
Wasn't it the teacher, or did they decide to not
It was
go
not
that route?
it was not the teacher.
I think it was the teacher in the original.
So maybe it was the teacher. But whatever. I don't think it was. If it was the gym teacher. So anyways, the story like proceeds at the party, and while the party's happening, Regina finds out like the bar she'd be eating had making her become a chunka hunka, and she's like just screams, and the mom's like, "Why are you eating this?" But Regina was too stupid to look up these things herself. She was just trusting the new kid that literally got to that school like 3 weeks ago at that point in time. So like it's on again, like Giga Katie is adding to the gene pool of this place if she starts intermingling in reproduction at this town. She is saving this town with her smart brain. So anyways, Aaron goes all, I love you, you're so great. And then Giga Katie goes, I want to fuck you.
Really?
Okay, she doesn't actually say it, but like she wants something. She became what she swore to destroy, Regina. So Aaron's like, what are you talking about? I like the picture of you with this crocodile. And Giga Katie goes, what if I was on your hot mouth, boy? She's just saying. And he's like, you're just like Regina, which I'm not going to lie. No. Because this is a whole other monster created through the power of the gay friendship and the Regina regime. So like this is a whole new level of like power. So Giga Katie has all the power at this point, and she doesn't know what to do with it because she doesn't have her friends anymore. They were never her friends, just to be clear, in my opinion. So, like, she lost Damien and Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo. Janice.
So with Janice and Damien, they pull up and they're like, "Oh, you're having a party instead?" And Katie's like, "No, well, yes, but you don't understand. Aaron doesn't love me anymore." And then Janice goes, "This is what I made you." And then Damien is like doing like a fat Walmart joke because he's like a bigger guy, so he's on a scooter and he just like drives off.
I want my pink shirt back.
So, yeah, that all has happened at that point. And Regina now knows everything. Well, she figured it all out herself. So that happened. So Regina is against Giga Katie, and Damien and Janice are also against the Giga Katie. So Giga Katie has a regime now. She's in charge in the hierarchy, but like the system is still way broken. It is no like it's meant for there no longer to be a hierarchy. So basically, if a dictator took over a collapsed nation and goes, "This is going to be great. I'm going to fix the school system and everything," but then his nation just ceases to exist. Somalia. So, Albania. So now we're at the point where the burn book comes into play. The Rudy Tooty. Regina, in her thick full pride, puts down fat lard on the book. So this whole time, they've been showing off her curves because she loved them, but she slowly went to hating them because she didn't like them for a good reason, but because she was wrong, because Giga Katie implemented a plan. I'm going somewhere with this, I promise. And at the end, she was proud of herself again. So Regina had like her mental powers back, but not like any influence. So Regina is back, and she takes the L on herself and puts fat lard in the book to like. Regina evolved in the process. She learned new abilities that she will use to try to take back power. So now it's not only she a manipulator, but she has understood that, hey, if I don't talk about how perfect I am all the time, maybe more people will let me get away with stuff, and more people will believe me if I start a new shenanigan plan. Yeah, total high school drama, I know.
I love it.
So Regina drops the burn book, and holy shit, that was some Nagasaki motherfucking drop that nuke on the alien xenomorph homeworld shit. Because this school goes to hell real fast. The teacher is all like, "What do you mean I'm a drug peddler?" And the other people are like, "What do you mean I have a big flowing period because of my fat vagina?" Yeah, I know. That was a powerful words that were said in that one sentence on the big 40-foot screen. So now we're at a significant point where the hierarchy, the system, everything Regina has built over the years has officially broke. It is total war. Everyone's going like Animal Kingdom again and like beating the out of each other in the hallway because everyone's making fun of each other and they're all just killing. I'm pretty sure there's blood. Someone has blood on them at some point. I'm not making that up. I saw someone's shirt and I'm like, dude, that's blood.
Actually, that wasn't meant to like be in the movie, and someone actually got a little too carried away.
I believe it. So now that the system is broken down and girls are complaining, like, and one of them is Regina. She started the whole thing, but like she's playing into her new abilities of what she learned, her new strategies of lying. You see, for years she was never challenged, so she's never had to evolve and to adapt to survive in her high school environment. This is a documentary now. So when she learned these new abilities, people just were like, "Oh, Regina's never acted like this. This must be serious." So the school was trying to figure out who did it, and a lot of people not from their school keep showing up for some reason during the real serious moments.
Don't even go here.
Yeah, literally. Like, she's giving a speech because they all have to like apologize to one another, basically.
I just wish we could go back to loving lollipops and rainbows.
And that one girl that like was just saying, and then the teacher was like, "Do you go here?" "No, I'm here for a track meet. My mom left." And they're like, come here, we'll call your parental unit. And I'm like,
At least they made it not a grown-ass adult.
I know. And then, there was a moment later in the movie where they're like, you don't even go to this school. Who is that? And so, Janice goes up there next, and they're all doing like some trust falls and stuff, and they're all apologizing to one another. It's actually a real heartful moment, and everyone actually learned their lesson, in my opinion, at this point. Like, Giga Katie realized, like, fuck. Because, like, her new, like, Gretchens and Karens were looking at her like, what do we do, boss? And Giga Katie's like, I don't know. I think I'd make it this far. And so, like, they're looking to her, and they're like, give us guidance. And they're like, I don't know. Quantum physics, bruh. So, Janice is giving this speech, and she, like, tells everyone to go f*** themselves, basically. When I'm thinking at that point, why would you do that? I get it. You were bullied, but you manipulated a new student into doing your dirty work to destroy Regina's regime. I'm not okay with that.
I support Janice.
You support
lesbians forever.
You support someone who took a naive, possibly autistic, white African girl who knows jack shit about U.S. culture. You're coming to the States and getting manipulated to destroy the high school hierarchy regime just for everyone to hate her at the end. Yeah. That's what happened.
Okay, that is a but I still support her.
Okay, but just know that's fucked up. So, don't use people. So, like, just fight, just get a grenade. It seems like they have access to firepower in this whole movie. I think there's guns and bazooka at one point. Like, you got power. Use it. Flamethrower is what I meant to say. So, I think that's worse. So, now, she told everyone to go f*** themselves. And then Sydney and, Giga Katie and Regina are fighting. And, because after the whole you thing, which really like spiked things up a bit. Like, it seemed like Regina even learned her lesson at this point, where she was like, I think things did go a little too far. Was just maybe Regina. I'll go as far to say maybe Regina realized the system was broken and she was a problem the whole time, and she was humbled to high. So maybe she was like, let's just pull a Joker and just burn it all down. But I'm 50-50. I don't think mainly that, but that's an idea I'll throw out there, even if I don't support it. So, Regina doesn't die getting hit by a bus.
Hey, if you're still here, I just want to give you a heads up that this video is about to take a whole other turn. Like, you don't understand, man. I went off the deep rails. This was my Alex Jones, the frogs are turning gay thing. Like, I say some crazy shit that you will regret listening to. So, this is your warning. Enjoy the rest of the video.
And this is the part I told Summer before, and she just didn't believe me.
I did believe you,
so,
but it's not real.
I'm from a different universe, I guess. A Mandela Effect, you could say. Because when I watched it in 2005 and 2011 on VHS, I remember the whole movie acting the same, just as all you wrongful plebs do.
You guys aren't even ready for this.
In mine, the Giga Katie gets hit by the bus and dies.
Like, that didn't happen.
And it's not over. And then Regina's like, holy shit. Because what happened was Giga Katie and Regina were fighting back and forth, like just pushing each other. And then it was getting like real tense. And then Janice wanted to push Regina out into the street just because like she was pissed at Regina. And Giga Katie pushed her, and then Giga Katie got pushed into traffic. and then dies that way. And then everyone starts to realize, wow, we really like, there was a new kid. We kind of really didn't give her the best experience and she's dead.
Like, there's Mandela effects, like, you know, Bernstein and Bernstein Bears, like one small detail being changed. This is an entirely alternate ending. Like,
it really is. And at the end, they like the Damien and the Karen, Gretchen, Regina, and Janice all like show up together over her like tomb or grave, or like they're at the park, one of the two. And it was 2011, people. And they're like talking like about their differences, and because they feel horrible and they realize like, wow, our beef really got the new kid killed. They're like, yeah, it's really fucked up, but we're friends now. And they're like, yeah, we're friends now. And then like whatever lines were said, and they ended up like being friends, and like it's just, they like brought like a gift, like a present to like her tomb, and yeah.
I told Zach when he told me this that he 100% watched Mean Girls and then watched like an episode of One Tree Hill or the OC,
like
and like merged the two together in his brain. Cause so, like, what?
Imagine, so like Katie gets pushed into the bus hits her, and you just hear, what you say? And everyone's just like,
wait. But then multiple buses run her over in the song.
What you say? And everyone's like starting to cry, and the mom's like, ah! And all of a sudden, like someone's like, go get her. So he's about to get picked up, and then a bus hits them, like, what you say? And then the teacher's like,
now that would be an ending.
And then you think it's done, all right? And then everyone's like at the driveway, at the road, I mean, with like lighters, just like
over their mangled bodies.
We missed them, and a bus just goes. And the teachers are the only survivors at that point.
That was beautiful.
Oh no, Damien's still alive, but he can't walk anymore.
Okay, yeah.
And then he goes, what happened? And you just go, he's like, there were buses. And then the bus hits him.
Oh my
God.
What you say?
It has to be crippled and that.
Oh, he's still not dead. He can't move anything underneath his neck. And he's meeting the president. Because he's a survivor, what people know as like a massacre. And then I'm not done.
Joke to get
and then and she's like getting awarded by President Gary Johnson. He's like, boy, listen, you've suffered a lot. You're the only survivor of that school attack against the Regina regime. So we reward you with the Medal of Ubertastic. And
then a bus
hits Gary Johnson and goes, what you say? And then Damien's there like, I survived.
Why is there a bus in the White House?
And then Gary Johnson is like, help me. And then like his vice president,
would he be asking a quadriplegic for
his
help? Vice
president Bill Welds comes in and goes, Gary, what's going on? But instead of a bus, a helicopter comes from above and crashes into Billy Wells and goes, what you say?
What happened to the original plot of the movie?
It dies down. This is all canon, and it dies down, and then it goes to black, and it goes Finn.
You just created a whole new movie in this subplot.
People are gonna click on this video to want just like, I want to see a stoner go. I want to see stoned people describe Mean Girls. And they're at one point they're just gonna get, and then there's a what you say, and all that's gonna happen, and they're gonna be like, what the f?
I hope you actually put the song over each time that you say it.
Maybe I will. What you say? Copyright's gonna be like, what are you doing? What you say? What you say? What you say? So, anyways, the movie in real life, not my multiversal problem. Regina gets hit by a bus. and she's alive somehow, which I still don't know because
that bus in both versions hit her at like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Flattened her.
It like, and then she goes out and she's like, I'm on drugs and I have just a neck brace, but that's it. And I'm like, there's no way in hell that would be it. You wouldn't be able to walk. You wouldn't be able to think. Like, I don't think you already can though. You would be yourself constantly because you can't control your bowels.
Died on scene.
She died for 15 seconds, they said, in the movie, in this one. And at the end though, they're all friends and they're all like hanging out, like nothing happened. Oh, by the way, Giga Katie went back to being normal and went on a big math attack against another school at like a speech and debate thing, and she won it for them. But I think
the limit does not exist.
But I think she cheated.
No, she doesn't cheat.
No, because she was talking to the other person, like just being like, just talking to them for some reason. Like, hey, and they're like, Grant, the other girl was like, fuck you. And Katie was like, oh, why did you insult me? Like, she went full, like, autism, I need information mode, where you're not going to take no for an answer. And she went, why did you say that? Why did you waste your time insulting me? It literally doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you do that? Like, are you aware you doing that? And then the other girl's just like, what? So, at the end, she learned a lesson from that, I guess, which she didn't need to. And then
because why would she do that to Regina? That's the lesson.
She didn't do that to Regina.
No, but the lesson while she was telling off that girl for what she just did to her, in her brain, she was like, oh wait, why did I do that to Regina? That's the lesson.
Which was a weird way to find out, but like cool. So
yeah, I feel like I would have learned the lesson when I witnessed her get hit by a bus right in front of my eyes.
It would be before that. It would be when like someone who said it was my best friend but actually manipulated me, Janice, was telling everyone to go fuck themselves.
That too.
Like that's when I feel like everyone learned a lesson already, but everyone learned a deeper lesson, but like they were all insulted and the war kind of started again. But like they're all friends at the end, they're all taking pictures, the hierarchy is destroyed, everyone now loves each other and they're all friends. And there's just some random ass dude just randomly dancing and singing in the gymnasium with kids. And then Damien goes, who the fuck is this adult? He doesn't go here. Who are you? And again, I want to emphasize, all throughout this whole thing was a musical. And there were people aware that they were singing, but thought it was weird because they didn't seem to be part of that magical curse of having to sing while they were next to it. So it depends how close you are to the person who's about to give off like Super Saiyan energy. And they'll either be part of it or not part of it, depending how strong the emotion is. So one time, Giga Katie was just singing to herself, and the girls are just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then like when it was stronger, it's like, and all of a sudden the girls are like, she's so cool. Like that's what happened. Shut up.
That was beautiful.
So, and I really mean this. Regina was a bully. She was a horrible person. But so was Damien and Janice. Janice, Damien, and Regina were just horrible fucking people this whole time. Because they imagine Russia and America. And it's the Cold War. And we have North Vietnam and South Vietnam gunning it for each other's ass. All right? Russia and America are using poor little Vietnam to be our fighting grounds without even us fighting each other. They took Giga Katie, thank you, and used her as a proxy for their attacks on one another. Because even though Regina wasn't really attacking them, they were definitely attacking Regina. But there was like Regina obviously didn't already like them, so there were probably the attacks already happened. So that's why there was the bad blood. So they were using this poor, possibly autistic, foreign exchange student from Kenya, that's white, is the poor bastard that just gets wrapped up in this without asking. Literally, her life is torn upside down and a new asshole all in one.
Damn.
Because of the feud between these two people. Yeah, she turned into a supervillain, the queen at one point, but that was because there was this whole fucking conflict that was already happening between two groups of people. And not only did it destroy the school, which I don't really think that was like the intention of this in the first place, and not to mention, it just like very like it traumatized Katie. Because Katie didn't know like how she even ended up in that situation in the first place. Even at the end, like she's back to normal, thank God. But Katie, while she's going back to normal, she's realized like, how the fuck did I get to this? What the hell? This isn't me. What the heck? I like petting crocodiles.
I like petting crocodiles.
So yeah, honestly, if this was a Reddit sub and the Mean Girls like script was uploaded as like a person, they're gonna go like, "You're all the asshole. That poor Katie. What the shit did you people do to her?"
I mean, that is true. That is really true.
Like that would be the situation. Everyone would be like, am I the like if it was Regina or Janice? I'm so sorry. I really don't know why. I can't remember.
You had it a few times.
So Janice. If Janice or Regina posted this, maybe they posted the same story. If they post their own version of the story, they're going to say, "You are totally the asshole, this poor Katie." And there's going to be a YouTuber who does, there's going to be the YouTuber YTA, and he's going to like go over the whole like Reddit sub, and he's going to read it. And then he's going to merge them together. Like, are these the same stories? Like, oh my goodness, isn't that so cool? And then they merged the story, and then there's a third one, and it's Katie who's like, "Is it normal to have all my friends just telling me what to do and yell at me when I don't do it right?" I loved it, and when I went in, I didn't know it was going to be a musical.